Hello and welcome back to From the Bookies desk. This week, the TV3 New Zealand Derby, where the 3-year-olds race for $750,000 over 1.5 miles at Ellerslie. And the dominant favourite, and she has been for a while, is a filly known as a BB. She suffered her first defeat in the Avondale Guineas at her last start, but she hadn't raced for 6 weeks in the lead up to that, and her run was still pretty meritorious for third. She's been favourite ever since around Christmas, when she was extremely dominant, taking on the Colts and giving them a beating. And she's 5 wins from 6 starts. She draws the ace in barrier 1, and she should get a very, very cosy run there. I think she would have improved from her last start run at Avondale, and looks awfully hard to beat. She's a terrible result for us here in Petone. So she's one horse we won't be cheering on Saturday, Habibi. She's currently $2.80. She's actually shortened from her opening quote of $2.90 in the final field, but looks perfectly drawn and won to give this race a hell of a shake. Second favourite, Carlsberg, well, he's very, very tough indeed, we know that, and he's the likely pacemaker in the race. Draws relatively awkwardly in 11, but he has Opie Boston aboard to overcome that. He'll slide forward from the gate, and he's the likely leader of the race. He's very tough. He boxed on very well for second in the Avondale Guineas, and if he can dictate from in front, he's very tough. He'll take some running past, will Carlsberg. We're still smarting from the day he won the Waikato Guineas, where he led all the way, and punters made plenty that day. He's a deserving second favourite in this year's New Zealand Derby. Third favourite is another filly in Fix, who's a late nomination for the race. She's been in our futures. She was in our futures markets for quite some time, but she deserves her crack at the Derby. She was late nommed on Tuesday. She's got a horror draw of 18. She's a horse that likes to race forward. She has drifted on the back of drawing 18 barrier for this race. She's out to $9 currently Fix. She's got a picket fence form line. She's won her last 3, albeit against the fillies. But she's talented. She deserves her shot, $9. There is interest there early on for Fix. She'll have to overcome that awkward draw though. Other horses coming out of the Avondale Guineas that are right in this market is firstly Choice Bro. He stepped up over ground for the first time in that race and ran a gallant 4th. You can't discount him. He's the winner of over $300,000 and is probably one of the best performed horses in this race, is Choice Bro for John Sargent. Another horse that I have a bit of a particular fancy for is Weissmuller. He was running on for 7th in that Avondale Guineas and was certainly doing his best work late in the race. I think he's a good each-way bet. The 2,400 metres will suit him, the extra distance I mean by that, and he was running on very strongly in that Avondale Guineas. If you do get a chance to have a look at that tape again. He's going to go back. Whether the tempo of the race will suit him and whether there's a strong pace on for Weissmuller remains to be seen, but he will be running on and doing his best work on the line. Interesting runners in the race are the horses that have been running in maiden races and R65s. I refer to the likes of Alert, firstly, for the Bridgman team. Buys a Beal, so will like the distance, you would think. He'll be some sort of chance. Alert, he looks to be peaking at the right time. Dubai Shuffle's another one who won its maiden last start, but has been racing against this sort of company for a while. It looks to be a horse on the improve for the McRae-Clarkin team. And the Grinner, who was an impressive last start winner at Pukekohe for the McKee team. Obviously got the breeding out of the Jewel, who obviously won in Oaks, and we know what that family's done. So nicely bred as the Grinner. He could spring a surprise as well. So Wowler BB is a dominant favourite and a terrible result for us. We're fingers crossed that we think there is room for a bit of an upset in this year's TV3 New Zealand Derby. Good luck with your investments, and good luck with Auckland Cup Week. We're looking forward to it here from the Bookies desk.